Hey family, welcome to Before It's Too Late. I'm Isaiah Brown, a proud Black trans man, writer, and speaker. And this podcast is where I share my own story and invite others to share theirs. Here, we talk about real life, the good, the hard, the funny, and everything in between. What you'll hear are personal stories and perspectives, not professional, medical, legal, or mental health advice. Please listen with care, and if you need support, reach out to a qualified professional or emergency services in your area. All right, y'all, let's get into today's episode. Hey, y'all, welcome back to Before It's Too Late. I am your host, Isaiah Brown, and today's episode is another chapter from my upcoming book. My therapist made me write it, and I'm gonna flip these pages on y'all, and this chapter is titled Letter to My New Home. Dear New Home, most people are excited about moving into their new home. Heck, I was nervous and anxious about signing for mine. I remember very vividly talking with the realtor about all the details of the home. Who's responsible for what? Sign here. Mortgage is due this date? Sign here. The term of your loan? Sign here. Welcome to your new home. And as a gift, we fully furnished it for you. Congratulations. And if you have any friends and family looking to purchase, please recommend us. Okay, cool. Thank you for all that. As the realtor walks away from my new home, I reach to grab the door and shut it, and the door forcefully shuts on its own. Who the hell is this man? And why are these two ladies standing beside him? Excuse me, sir. I need you and them to get the hell out of my house. Young lady, we're going to need you to change out of your clothes and put these on. No, not going to do it. If you don't change, we will help you change. Welcome to your new home. What the hell did I just do? Okay, think quickly, Isha. This man ain't moving and neither are the ladies. One of the ladies has a name tag that says Nurse Sandy. Remember that when you call the police. Take off your jacket, hun. What y'all gonna do to me? The man yells, all right, let's go. Get off me, man. No. Okay. Let me go. I change. I will change. Okay, Miss Brown, this is your last chance. I take off my clothes and change into theirs in front of them. On top of my new clothes, I try to put tote back on. Nurse Sandy says, no, honey, we're going to have you put that with the rest of your clothes. Ma'am, I can't be separated from tote. I'll do anything you want me to, but I need tote. The man asks, is tote your jacket? Yes, I go everywhere with it, and I use it to suck my thumb. They turn around and get to talking like I can't hit him. Just let her have the damn coat. Well, at least check the thing first. All right, Miss Brown, you can have your jacket, but we must check it first. While we are checking it, please follow Nurse Sandy to the front desk. Nurse Sandy, where am I at? You are at the Wave Sound Mental Hospital in Tacoma, Washington. Do you know why you're here? Yes, ma'am. I'm going to need you to tell me why. I guess because I tried to harm myself. Sweetheart, I've read your file and you're just a baby. You're barely legal. You have so much to live for. As I tune her out, I hear light banging and screams from several voices. What the hell going on around here, Miss Sandy? That's Nurse Sandy. Okay, Nurse Sandy, Miss Lady. I'm ready to go home. Well, you won't be able to do that. It has to be approved by the doctor. You will talk with him shortly. Let's talk a little more. Hey, Nurse Sandy, can I get tote? Hun, let's finish this part, and then we will get your little jacket. I don't remember the rest of our conversation because of the distractions of screaming. I tuned her out. Nurse Sandy had me sign some more papers and then escorted me to the doctor. He called me in and asked about hearing voices. I told him, I promise I won't hear nothing else if you just let me up out of here. You are not going anywhere anytime soon. Why? I want to go home. This is your new home. The hell it is. I'm going home. I walked out the doctor's office, down the hall, past the front desk, and to the right were the doors. I heard that pitty-pat, pitty-pat, pitty-pat right behind me, so I pushed on the doors quickly. They didn't budge. Needless to say, I woke up in bed with Tote beside me. That booty juice is a bitch. I put Tote on and tried to get up. As I put both feet on the ground, I collapsed. Looking from the ground up, I saw a strange window that the sun barely shone through. The nurse came in, helped me back into bed, and gave me some pills. Staring off, I had time to think about my life. My thoughts were slow but clear. God help me were the last words I remember saying. Then I woke up again, and instead of trying to get up this time, I laid my ass in the bed. I was offered food, but was too sleepy to eat. The nurse gave me a snack and then the pills again. This time, someone woke me up. You have a call. I was so doped up I couldn't walk alone. Hell, I said, as I slowly heard, hello, I said, and I slowly heard, hey baby, this is Mama Dukes. Okay, Mama Dukes, come get me. No, I can't do that yet. And I can't come see you today but I promise I'll be there tomorrow. I love you, baby girl. I love you too, Mom Dukes. Hey, wait, Mom Dukes, can you write me a letter since you can't come today? Yes, baby, I'll write you a letter. When we hung up the phone, I was all cried out from life. I couldn't cry. I wanted to cry. Hell, I even tried to make myself cry, but nothing came out. After my call, I didn't wait for help to go to my room. I held onto the wall instead. The next day, I was anxious for my visit, and I fought the meds the best I could. I decided to mingle with the others in an area with the TV and board games. While in there with the others, I thought it'd be best to sit back and observe. Okay, ain't nobody in here my age. Why is that old lady pulling out her hair? Ish, don't you do it. Don't you fall asleep. Get up. Get up. Okay, who is this little white man coming towards me? All right, bud, I'm about to fight your ass, man. About to fight. Hey, did you see him? Did you see him? Sir, see who? The rat, damn it. The rat. Hell no. I'm going back to my room. Here comes Jimmy. Here comes Jimmy. Here comes Jimmy. Why the hell is this pale-ass white lady running around in circles talking about Jimmy? Sounded like Polly the Parrot? Nope. You know what? I'm about to go ahead and go back to this room. Help! Help! They're all trying to get me. Help! Are the screams coming down the hallway. Jimmy, stop and go back to your room, said one of the nurses. Security ran behind her to get to Jimmy. I don't know how, but I ran to my room and shut the door. While staring through that glass door, I was being nosy. I saw everything. It took 2 men and 2 nurses to get Jimmy down for the count. I ain't gonna lie, I was glad Jimmy got KO'd. He makes me super nervous. Afterwards, I took a nap and woke up to visitation time. Mom Dukes was already sitting at the table waiting for me. I walked over and gave her the biggest hug. During our visit, Ma Dukes tapped my leg and pointed to the 2 ladies sitting across from us. They were both licking their lips and staring at her purse. We both wanted to laugh but held it in. Watching them became our visit entertainment. Ma Dukes slowly reached up and moved her purse to the left to see what they would do. They both followed it with their eyes, licking their lips quicker. I couldn't do it. I bust out laughing so hard I couldn't stop laughing. Ma Dukes laughed a little bit, but I could see she was now nervous for real. That made me laugh even harder. On this day, I learned that laughter is good for the soul. Ma Dukes whispered to me, I want to put my purse in my lap, but I don't know how out to lunch and out to dinner will react. Me being silly told her, Ma Dukes, go ahead and put it on your lap. She kept staring at them saying, while laughing nervously. When the visit was over, security came to escort all the visitors out. As I write this, I now know that they must have snuck into visitation because nobody was there with them. No staff or visitors. Hell no. When I went back to my room, I went to shut the glass door, but nothing was there. I started thinking I was crazy for real. So when a staff member came around, I had to ask about my door. I was told for security reasons, there are no doors to the patient's rooms. Oh no. This ain't gonna work. I don't want any more of those meds. Got me shutting doors that ain't there. With the meds that they have in there, if you ain't crazy before, you will be. Well, the remainder of my stay, I don't remember. Those drugs they give in there are powerful and restraining. Whenever my term of the loan was fulfilled, I was discharged back to my old home. I'd really like to say my journey ended there for my new home, but it didn't. Welcome home, Mrs. Brown. Yeah, I know, right? I'm married now. Just got married. 2009 to my wife, Puddin'. We went on our honeymoon to the Bahamas for 5 days. I wasn't feeling right in the head when we got back. Overwhelmed with life, I told Puddin' I think I need to go to my new home. She didn't agree, but trusted my decisions. When we went over to the local mental stone facility, I spoke with several people there telling them all I was going to harm myself or others. The key words to lock up. Mama Lena was there with us. I was told numerous times since I'm self-admitting I can leave anytime. Great, let's go. What's the address and what are the keys? Come on, wifey, let's go. Oh no. You'll have to be escorted from the Clarksville Hospital to the Nashville Psychiatric Facility were the words from the mental stone professionals. Me and Puddin' rode in silence to the emergency room with her holding my hand. I saw the tears rolling down her face. I didn't have it in me to ask what was paining her, and she didn't say at the time. When we got to the hospital, they did my vitals and explained my transfer from hospital to hospital. I was shocked to hear that I had to be transferred by a police officer. I told Puddin', baby, I'm not a criminal, so why do I have to go with the officer? She just responded, I don't know, honey, as she held me in her arms, rocking me gently. When it was time to head out, we kissed and she promised to come see me every day. The officer gave a speech to me and another guy saying, if you let me know up front that you're going to give me trouble, I'll handcuff you. We both agreed that we didn't want them problems. The ride down was the longest 45 minutes of my life. I began to think, you are dumb as hell, and you need to get your life together quickly before you lose everything that you work for. At this present time, I'm enrolled at the local university for my master's program in special education. What's going to happen with that? Will they kick me out? How long am I going to stay at this place? Since I can leave when I want to, I might stay for a week just to get my mind right. Damn, the car just stopped. I should have paid attention to my surroundings in case I need to run. We were escorted inside the building, and now here it comes. The signing of a ton of paperwork. While signing the paperwork, the nurse lady was talking to me, but I wasn't listening. Who's responsible for what? Sign here. Mortgage is due this date? Sign here. The term of your loan? Sign here. I was so nervous but had the comfort of tote. Afterwards, I was sent to the doctor's office. Whoa. I know this lady. Now my emotions switched quickly from nervous to embarrassment while answering her questions because I know this lady. Where I know her from? Oh, damn. We used to work together at the residential treatment facility for at-risk youth. Damn, this is crazy, and I'm super mad that I let myself get this low again. What is wrong with me? Oh, well, all right. What are people at that's going to make me change my clothes? The lady at the front desk said I can keep my clothes. Now I'm confused. While escorting me to my room, I heard complete silence. This is so weird. Where's Jimmy now? Oh, no, this ain't gonna work right here. I gotta share a room with 3 other people? Oh no. I don't know what they crazy is, but my crazy is normal. Alright, I'm gonna lay in this bed with Tote and all my clothes on. As my head hits the pillow, I stared at the doorway of my room. I closed my eyes for a few seconds to see if the black woman sitting there was real. Hell, now I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? Now she's staring at me. Forget it. I'm gonna try it. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, she didn't respond. While asking myself, is crazy airborne, the voice beside me says, honey, you have to speak louder. That worker sleeps with her eyes open. Man, I was nervous as hell. The rumble in my stomach was loud enough to mimic a lion's roar. I laid there for the remainder of the night thinking about my wife and life. New beginnings. I hate those. I fought my sleep and lost. The staff woke us up pretty early for showers and breakfast. I couldn't take a shower yet because I didn't have the extra clothes, so I went to the cafeteria for breakfast. When I got there, I got nervous as hell observing all the patients. I got my tray and sat down with a group of people. One lady stood up to eat, holding a teddy bear and rocking from side to side. I didn't know what to think about her. She was rocking so fast I didn't know if she had to pee or was dancing to the food. I looked at my food and watched others with theirs. I was focused on watching people. I didn't realize I was being watched. This black-skinned lady with cornrows snuck up on me with the quickness, telling me she wanted my food. Scared me out my damn mind. And she and unprepared for everything, I stared at her. She wouldn't move. So now I'm testing the waters with a smirk on my face, charisma in my soul, and sarcasm flowing through my words. I said, you want my food, baby? She said, yeah, all of it. I responded, nah, I'll give you all of it except for the juice. She said, okay, and you cute. So now I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing here? Is this prison or the mental institute? I drank the juice and then looked around, pinpointing everybody's position. Once I saw that I was safe, I gulped my juice down, still looking around. Dang, that was some nasty ass juice. I needed something on my belly. I heard the Mission Impossible music in my head, creeping out the cafeteria, seeking a phone to call a wifey. When I went to the front desk, I picked up the phone. As my fingers pressed the first button, I was startled by, hey, get off that phone. Shoot, I dropped the phone quickly and backed away from the desk slowly, staring at the lady. She unplugged the phone, tucked it under her arm like a football, and told me the phone call hours. I went straight thug mode, looking at her and then the phone, back at her and then the phone. She told me, baby, if you gonna do something, we got a padded room with shots that'll help you get right. Shit, I lifted up my hands and told her, I'm good, and walked away. I needed Tote, so I went and grabbed it out the room. One of my roommates said, you need to get everything out because you can't come back in until later. Thug mode went into effect again. Says who? She said, that's the rules. I did a hard nod and told her, okay. Shoo, now I'm tripping, trying to figure things out. I don't know if I need a shank or not. Hell, I ain't made no real shank in a minute, but some things you just don't forget. Now I'm tripping. Just stay cool, Brian. Relax, it's all good. A worker saw me walking in the halls and then showed me to the TV room, and that's where I met the new crew. I sat down on the couch with some people, and this white man with long hair and beard said, hey, how are you? I said, what's up? He says, heaven. Do you want to go? Oh, shit. No, this shit is no. I don't know what the hell is going on right here. My eyes immediately watered, and I couldn't find thug mode, so bitch mode came out. While we were staring at each other, I grabbed my balls and swallowed hard and asked, "What do you mean?" He whispered, "I'm Jesus." My face dropped in disbelief, and my dumb ass asked him, Do you know me?" He answered with a deep, long, "No." My response to him was, "Well, I guess you ain't Jesus." He laughed and stared at me, and I stared back from my peripheral because I ain't no punk. After that stare down, he turned away and stayed to himself. I chilled on the couch observing everyone. There were many groups conducted throughout the day, and I participated in only one. I wanted help, but didn't want to do the work to get what I needed. I guess I began to feel a little comfortable with the extra staff around, so I dozed off for a little while. I was startled out of my sleep with the sound of a loud sandpaper rubbing against the floor. With my eyes wide open, I saw this slim black older man sliding his bare feet quickly across the floor. I didn't know what to expect from this man. I was lost for words. So I sat back and watched him. Another person walked in and said, "So you met Craig?" I looked over at them and said, "What is he doing?" About 3 or 4 people laughed at me and said, "That's the Craig Shuffle." My face went blank and my jaw dropped. When I collected my face and jaw together, I asked, "What is he saying?" This white girl in all black told everyone to be quiet so we could hear him. While tuning out the sandpaper, I heard him singing, "I'm gonna get my money, honey. I'm gonna get my money, honey. I'm gonna get my money, honey." That's it. I laughed so darn hard, tears rolled down my face. This black girl named Stacy came in the room and sat across from me. We talked a little while discussing the whys. Why are you here? Do you take meds? Are you going to get the help you need in here? Why, etc. While talking, someone yelled, "It's lunchtime." Dang, I don't want to go. Nah, I ain't going. Stacy told me if you don't eat, they'll recommend that you stay longer for observation. Hell no, I'm voluntary. I can leave whenever I choose. She laughed and said, "Who told you that?" If looks could kill, she'd be dead. I told her, "That's the paperwork I signed, and ain't nobody gonna tell me no different." I guess she seen I was serious and told me, "Honey, you need to go talk to one of the therapists." Why? Because someone lied to you. Filled with anger, I went into the cafeteria, grabbed my tray, took the juice, and looked for Cleo to set it off. I didn't see her, so I dipped. I left my tray for anyone to grab, guzzled the juice, and walked out. I went to the front desk and asked to speak with the therapist. I was told they're going to get me one and to have a seat in the TV room. I waited patiently, and an Indian lady came and got me and took me to her office. We discussed my issues, and I asked about my term of the loan. She said, "Oh no, you're going to be with us a while." I slapped her desk with my hand and stood up saying, "No, I won't. I'm leaving today." I heard the creak in the door, and I turned around slowly to a nice-sized African man asking if everything was okay. I looked at her, then back to him, then thug mode was mixed with bitch mode pushed up out my guts. I looked at Matumbo and told him to show me how to get out of here. He laughed. "What the hell? This nigga just laughed." Short Thugget for real busted out. The Indian therapist said, "I'll take you," and she did. I was pissed to the max and shut down to everyone in the TV room. Some hours later, one of the workers came to come get me for my visit. Shoot, me and Tote popped up and took off. I saw Puddin' and we both smiled. I grabbed a hold of her and didn't want to let her go. She kissed me, and a worker said, "That's enough. Y'all can't be touching and stuff like that in here. The rules say y'all can greet and dismiss with affection only. We said, okay. We talked and laughed for a while. Then I shared with her about being held hostage. Pudding wasn't going. That's what I love about this woman. She thinks before she acts, and I do the opposite. I guess that's why opposites attract. After visitation, we didn't want to leave each other, but we had to because of the situation. There was a knot in my gut and an anchor attached to my heart as I watched Pudding walk out the door. This pushed me to want to do better in life because I felt that we're worth fighting for. If we're worth fighting for, then I'm worth the fight as well. I went back to the TV room until bedtime, chopping it up with the crew. Now in my head, I'm thinking of escaping. I got up out of my seat and looked out the back door. I heard Jesus say, "Don't do it, my child." I turned around and looked at him and laughed. I told him, "You ain't Jesus, and I ain't your child." His eyes swelled up and he said, "Yes, I am." While still laughing, I said it again. "No, you ain't." He told me, "You're going to hell." I responded, "I'll see you there." He got mad and left the room. I was glad he did leave with his snitching ass. When it was time for bed, I hit the shower and laid down. I tried sleeping but was unsuccessful. The lady in the middle bed was crying and I asked her why. She told me that she was going to have to leave and go to another facility because her mom wants her at the rich people psychiatric facility. I know my face was puzzled and the flies could have went to sleep in my mouth with her issues. I gave her some encouraging words and turned back around facing the door. It was a few hours later. Dang, I guess I fell asleep. I got up out of bed and the worker asked what I was doing. I told her, "I gotta pee." She said, "You better hurry up, cause I'm tired." Huh? Do like I said. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna hurry up. I'm gonna hurry up. By the time I got back into the bed, I didn't know if she was asleep or awake, cause her eyes are always open. Damn, she makes this place creepy. I went back to sleep and repeated the morning routine. This time in the TV room, there were some new people. This man with a blonde buzz cut tells me, "That's my seat you're in." I looked at him and said, "No, it ain't. Go sit over there across from me." He yells while pointing at me, "In the name of the Father, you will move." I busted out laughing so hard I peed a little. He said, "I'm Jesus and you'll do as I say." The other man claiming to be Jesus heard that, and then I wished I had some popcorn. The both of them stood up in each other's face yelling commandments. Buzzcut Jesus commanded the water fountain to turn the water into wine. My dumb ass waited for somebody to go check it, but nobody busted a move. Long-haired Jesus laughed and called Buzzcut Jesus a blasphemer. Then he commanded the floor to turn into water and walked across it as though it was the darn ocean, looking at everyone like he proved a point. One of the workers came in and commanded both Jesus to sit down. The whole room started laughing. I'm not sure if everyone knew why they were laughing, but in either case, it was funny as hell. There was another group therapy that started shortly after the laughter. I didn't participate, but I listened to some of the info being said. Right after a group, a few people, including Stacy, received a letter from the workers. I thought it was mail. Me being nosy, I was asking what it was before Stacy could even open it. She glanced at it and replied, "Oh, it's a court order that I have to stay longer." Man, I stared at her and she looking at me and I'm staring at her. Hell to the no. How does she know that without actually reading the entire thing? This heifer done been here before. Oh, hell no. "Excuse me." I said, "Excuse me, Miss Front Lady Desk. Ma'am. Excuse me, Miss Front Lady at the front desk. Excuse me, ma'am. I need to make a call. Baby, you got to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. No, ma'am, I can't wait. I got to call somebody to get me up out of here. I heard her laugh down the hall with a voice that said, do you know how many times that we hear that? And how many times it actually happens? Stacy came out the TV room and locked her arm around mine, pulling gently towards the TV room. When we got back into the TV room, I was vexed and anxious for my visit. Lunchtime. Damn, here we go again. Stacy walked with me to the cafeteria. She whispered, I know you hungry. You're going to have to eat something. I whispered back, I'm hungry as hell, and I ain't eating this nasty ass food. The routine went as usual, and the next morning came. I went to eat breakfast, and instead of juice, I drank vanilla soy milk. That was fire. Afterwards, I walked into the room to grab Tote and felt a little different. My throat started itching and my tongue began to swell a little. I ran to the front desk to tell them, and they didn't listen. I was told to sit down and they'll grab a nurse when one is available. My stomach started aching and I quickly became nauseous. I yelled, help, and ran to the bathroom, vomiting on the way there. I continued vomiting in the bathroom each time, feeling better, but my tongue, gums, and throat still itched badly. Time went by and finally someone came in to check on me. She said, you're okay, clean up and go to the TV room. I looked at her with pity and said, lady, I have a lot of food allergies. Can you help me with this? She smiled and said, you're fine, clean up and go to the TV room. Wait a minute, what the hell? I cleaned up, gargled with water, and drank a lot of water to try to help myself. I dealt with the itching and mouth swelling and completed my day with isolation. When time came for visitation, I shared my allergic reaction with Puddin', and she was furious. She asked a few questions to the staff, and they acted dumbfounded to think it was on them. The next morning after breakfast, I was angry and nervous at the same time about trying to get home. While chilling in the TV room, I heard my name called. When I looked over to see who it was, a letter is all I seen, and my heart raced. My blood boiled and my flesh was hot. I opened the letter and read that I was going to go to court for an extended 30 days. I felt my body becoming weak and thought I was going to pass out. Stacy asked if I was okay, and I showed her the letter. She was nonchalant about it, and that confused me. She said, girl, everybody gets a letter. I had to do it. How you know so much about it, man? She said she gets a $1,200 check every month for all of her mental issues. I honestly don't remember what they were, but it was about 5 or 6 of them, y'all. Stacy told me her first episode with mental issues happened at work. My eyes bulged while listening to her story. I'm not sure if she noticed, but I couldn't hide it, looking shocked and amazed. She was a teacher in the Davidson County school system. I tuned her out and began imagining my life as hers in the future. Hell no, this is not the future I want nor need for me and my family. Okay, say uh-huh and nod while giving eye contact. That makes people think you're listening. I got a payday loan due tomorrow, and there's no way I can contact them for an extension. I gotta get the hell up out of here before they start calling my job and embarrassing me, letting them know my business. This blonde-haired lady yelled, group time, and Stacy said she'll finish her story later. I ain't doing no damn group. I need and want to get the hell up out of here. Oh, Lord, here this blonde lady come. Are you going to join us for group outside? No, ma'am. I want to go home. Well, not joining group is not going to help you. She then walks away and heads out the door. I sat there thinking, you are not crazy. You need help, but you got to face your demons. I heard a voice say, you are a demon. Shake it off, Brown. Shake it off. You are more than a conqueror. You are a child of God. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. The voice in my head whispers, if that's so, why are you in your new home? Why did you not only fall short of his glory, being defeated by drugs, sold your body, hung with the wrong crowd, mastered lying to yourself and others, attempting suicide, cheated on your loves, ha ha ha, all because somebody screwed your precious child body and mama beat that ass. Or, and daddy said, fuck you. Dang, life can really screw with you. But the same God that delivered me from my past must have plans for my future. I was taught as a kid that in the name of Jesus, Satan has to flee. I stood up looking at the wall whispering, Satan, get thee behind me in the name of Jesus. God, I need you to help me through this. I can't do it without you. You brought me this far. Take me all the way. Take me all the way, Lord. Include me in your plans. God, hold my hands, lead me and guide me in the direction you want me to go. You said you'll never leave me nor forsake me. I'm troubled, God, and my mind is not right as of now. But I trust that you will bring me through this. I heard the door open and I stopped praying and started singing and dancing. Ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. Ain't got nothing but love from the 5 Heartbeats to play it off. The blonde lady laughed and said, you're silly. I laughed and said, thank you. She asked me to come to the group again. I said, only if I can go home. She said, I can make that happen. I looked at her and said, when? She said, not today, but tomorrow. Now I'm skeptical as hell thinking, yeah, right. Then I said, yeah, right, out loud. And she said, I'm telling you the truth. Okay, lady, I'm going to trust your word. And if it doesn't happen, I ain't doing nothing else in here. She said, okay, it's a deal. I went to group outside and was looking around for escaping purposes. Damn, they got some tall ass walls I have to climb. Oh, and the cameras, damn, don't look. Maybe they don't work like a lot of facilities that I was working at. You know what? I might try it. I just might try it. I finished group and gave Miss Blonde Lady the eye of remembering me. She laughed and said, I like you. I told her, I like you too, but I love you if you keep your word. During visitation, I shared the news with Puddin'. She was as happy as I was, but we both were skeptical. Puddin' asked me to call her and get someone to call her to let her know what was going to happen for tomorrow. The next morning, I got the news that the bank expedited foreclosure on my loan, and I was being released from my new home. I called Puddin' my damn self and told her to come get me. I had my bag packed and waited like Miss Seeley for Puddin' to arrive. I had to sign and date my eviction notice, and when I asked for Miss Blonde Lady, nobody knew who I was talking about, and they were puzzled about me leaving. The Indian therapist was running around asking questions while I smiled in the inside because I wasn't foolish enough to do it on the outside. Shoot, I'm still here. When Puddin' got there, I rushed to get out and then laughed. She was asking why I was moving so fast and then answered herself saying, you trying to hurry up in case they change their mind. We both laughed and went home. I paid my payday loan on time and was happy as hell. When I was alone, I thought things through. Like, why didn't anyone know who I was talking about, Miss Blonde Lady? Why didn't I see her before? What made her come back inside during group? The only answer I could come up with was God. Thank you, Lord, for reminding me of who you are and that you're with me everywhere I go. You made a way out of no way in my eyes, and you destroyed the plans of the enemy. Thank you for hearing and listening to my pleas. It's been 9+ years since I was there, and I claim to never go back again. You know there's something strange about life, and things have a way of popping up when you least expect it. I transitioned jobs in 2015. While in training, one of the instructors mentioned that the mental health facility for adults was located behind us. I was texting Puddin', and in mid-text, I slowly lifted up my head in disbelief. I finished my text and put my phone away because they caught my attention and I wanted to make sure that this was not a setup. I had to drive by my new home every time I went to work. Lord, pray with me, y'all. P.S. Voluntarily signing in the new home is hogwash, better known as bullshit. That's the end of that chapter, y'all. That is the chapter in my upcoming book. My therapist made me write it. That chapter is titled Letter to My New Home. And of course, I have a poem to go with it. So the title of the poem is Blank is Her Name. Blank is her name. She plays the mind with games. If you let her, she'll make you walk the plank of shame, 'cause blank is her name. Blank runs back and forth with the training of sports. Incoherently, she is a mixture of drinks. With the taste of her, she will bring you to the brink, 'cause blank is her name. When life gives you the shakes and your mind and body want to break, blank slips in and takes control, telling you grab a hold of the gun, no take the pills, let go of the wheel, lose control, press the gas and hit a pole. Or better yet, take this rope, make it snug, step off the chair so we can hug, 'cause blank is her name. Blank, blank, blank. When you do this, it'll all be over. No more worries, no more pain, no more tears. Fuck life. I don't want to be sober. Like I said, I'm ready to cross over. Today is the day. I already said goodbye. As I'm looking in the mirror, I watch the tears roll down my eyes. Blank yells, speed it up before you change your mind. You called me here, so don't waste my time. I don't know what I'll see when blank takes over. Will it be the pearly gates or fire, angels or demons, God or Satan? Blank screams, hurry up, I'm waiting. I bang on my chest with a heavy fist, open my eyes and look back in the mirror. Wait, who is this? I am a gift from the Father called life. You met my twin sister Blank, also known as death. One more moment and you would have breathed your last breath. Blank came to die. I'm here to live. Father said you are a blessing, not a curse. Whatever you've been through, trust me, he's been through worse. While he endured his time here on earth, take the gun out your mouth, drop the pills out your hand. What you're going through may be hard to understand. But like any other trial in life, you will pass this test, because when God looks at you, he sees his best. Take my hand and hold me close. I am a gift from God. You should cherish me the most. Goodbye, suicide. I don't need you. Your brother life has now replaced you. John 3:16. Amen. That is a long chapter, y'all. I know it is. Y'all may have to listen to that in the segments. I get it. No problem. Thank you guys for rocking with me with that. I appreciate you listening. That is my past, and my future you guys will hear some more of. Thank you so much. Peace. Thanks for listening to Before It's Too Late. Remember, nothing shared here replaces professional help. If you need support, reach out. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time.